Hello, dosto. My name is Deepak, and I am a tax code advisor. One of the interesting question I was recently asked is, what can really Trump do on day one? He has talked about so many things that he wants to implement right away, such as getting rid of illegal immigrants, implementing some tax policies, uh, pardoning some people who are currently serving crimes, and so forth. So I collected some information about this matter, and I want to share that with you. Hopefully, you will like it. If you do like it, please I definitely like the video, share it, comment it, so that way I know that I'm on the right path to help you guys out. And then I also want to remind you that we will have our discussion call coming up in a couple of weeks, where we will talk about some of the recent changes happening in our economy, uh, things that are happening in the tax world, things that are happening in the financial world. We'll do it on a Zoom call so we can interact, and I will also put a YouTube live link. So it will be all live, everything happening in real time. So if you want to join that, I will strongly encourage that you sign up so that way you are notified. Or you can just simply subscribe to the channel because when I go live, obviously you will be automatically notified. So those are a couple of ways to join that. I think you're going to love that call. So let's get started. Number one, so Trump has talked about eliminating taxes on tips. He has talked about elimination of taxes on overtime for some people. And he has also talked about eliminating some of the taxes on Social Security for seniors. So all of those are policies that he wants to do, but I don't think he can implement any of those on day one. They're all going to require some sort of congressional approval. That means he will have to come up with a tax policy and present it to Congress. And once the Congress approves it, he might be able to bring that to reality. So I don't think that is going to happen. Second important one that he has talked quite about is about pardon. Trump intends to pardon peaceful January 6th protesters. So that's a tricky one because a lot of people don't really call them peaceful protesters. That's why they are behind the bar to begin with. But is this possible? Absolutely. As a president, they do have special powers to pardon some federal offenses. So he can definitely decide to do that, although that might get some backlashes from other people, or people might feel that he's just simply fulfilling his promise. So, anyhow, that is something he can do. Trump can obviously direct agencies to reconsider or delay enforcement of various rules. And uh, you know, for example, recently he talked about that he doesn't really believe in this whole environmental policies of the United States, so he can definitely choose to withdraw from that or perhaps change that. But process like revising an EPA, this can take years. It's not something he just signs an order and gets rid of it, and it may also face a lot of legal hurdles as well. Backlash from people. So this will be kind of interesting. He has also talked about race theory. So federal funding cannot be tied to curriculum changes without new legislation. So I don't think that will really happen either. He is big on oil and gas. You might have heard him talk many times, drill, baby, drill. So Trump can direct agencies like EPA to approve more drilling and more pipelines. But once again, this process is not something that happens right away. Sometimes it can take multiple years. So once again, if you are thinking about investing in oil and gas or not investing in oil and gas because Trump thinks that he's going to put a lot of effort into it, then please do note that you cannot just drill right away. It takes a lot of time to build pipelines, to build new wells, and all that kind of stuff. So I don't think anything is going to change overnight. Now, he has talked about tariffs quite a bit. So the president can impose tariffs for retaliatory or emergency reasons as delegated by Congress in the 1970s. So he can definitely use that and use that power to put some tariffs. He has talked about putting tariffs on Mexico, on Canada, on China, and he has even talked about putting tariffs on pretty much all the goods that come into United States. Now, if you want to talk about how does that impact the United States and average citizen, I mean that's a topic for another video, and maybe we can discuss that in one of our calls. Or if you guys have a question, then I'll be happy to share my thoughts on that as well. But broad traffics like a blanket 10% or 20% traffic on all imports would likely face a legal challenge. I can understand that if he goes after a particular country for some reason. But if he just says we're going to put 20% tax or 10% tax on all the countries, I think he's going to face some legal challenges there because I think Congress would step in. So I think Trump presidentship will bring some a new way of looking at things, solving some of the problem that hasn't been solved for many, many years. Obviously, this time he's coming with a lot of power. He had the House, he had the Senate, and obviously he had the White House. So I think he's going to push for many legislations he wanted to get approved, but was not able to get approved. So he does come with a lot of power, but that doesn't mean he will be able to implement all of those. He might even change his mind on many of those things as well. So I don't want anybody to fall victim of this fear mongering. For example, one of the questions that people have been asking me a lot, what do I think about EAD? Almost everyone in my neighborhood, people who are on H1, they come in, they're worried about EAD status. Like, last time he was around, he wanted to get rid of EAD, and we are really scared that he is going to get rid of EAD this time around. So I'll put up another video and I'll talk a little bit more about that. What do I feel, where it's going? But I don't think in the world of finance, we cannot make decisions based on something potentially that can happen. Because if we start making our decisions based on that, we will be playing poker whole day long. I mean, many things that politicians say never materialize. So I always recommend my clients that, keep an eye on the ball, make a long-term goal, focus on things, look at the tax policies and see which ones are in their favor right now. And if they change it next year, then you look at the new policies. It's not like when politicians come up with a policy, they want to kill the entire economy, or they want to get rid of all kind of benefits for all kind of people. All they're doing is moving benefits around, moving policies around, they're reshuffling the deck. So all we have to do is keep an eye out on how are they reshuffling the deck and take advantage of that. For example, if you are worried about your immigration status, then I have talked about many times, you really need to start looking into the business aspect of the United States. United States is open for doing business. We have been open for doing business. Why people don't take advantage of that is just beyond my imagination. I mean, you can live in any country in the world. You can live in Philippines, China, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Europe, wherever you want, right? You can live anywhere and still do business in the United States. United States is perhaps one of the easiest countries to do business in. So if you're worried about all of those things, then maybe we need to have a conversation around the business aspects of United States. And I can show you a lot of different things that you can do in the business world from anywhere and make some good living out of it. So anyhow, and anything I discuss in this video, by the way, is not a legal, financial, or tax advice. I'm talking very generic in nature. If anything, you should really consider it as speculative in nature. Use it for learning, use it for starting your research, but please don't make any financial decision based on anything that you hear in my channel. If you're looking for a personalized tax advice, then you can definitely give me a call, set up a consultation call, and we will go from there. Thank you so much for spending your last 10 minutes with me, but I hope this clarifies some of the elements that you might be hearing out there. So, some of the things that people are saying that they're going to destroy our economy, it's going to mess everybody up. I don't think it's as bad as people say it is. We'll see how it goes, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. Take care.